I live in downtown Houston, in one of those older apartment complexes wedged between new high-rises and condemned brick skeletons. It's cheap, loud, and the AC unit hums like a dying animal half the time, but it's close to work and even closer to the card shop. I play Magic the Gathering, like, a lot. If you're into Friday Night Magic, you've probably seen guys like me, always with a backpack, playmat curled up under one arm, and that look in their eyes like they'd sell a kidney for a foil Ragavan. I've been playing since middle school, and over the years, I built up a real collection. Not just bulk rares and draft chaff, but the good stuff. Reserved list cards, old dual lands, a full modern burn deck, foil legacy elves, commander bling that would make a collector salivate. My binders are thick with top-tier cards, carefully sleeved and sorted, and honestly, probably worth more than my car. Hell, they were definitely worth more than my car. Anyway, I usually kept them locked in a cabinet in my room, paranoia from hearing too many stories about cards getting lifted at events. But I never thought I'd have to worry about theft in my own apartment. I live alone, but I got to know a few of the guys on my floor. Cool people, mostly. There's a pair of brothers who live across the hall, Tim and Dev, who sometimes came over to jam some games. They couldn't really afford the hobby, so they'd print out proxies, full-on black and white slips of paper crammed into sleeves. I didn't mind. We weren't playing for prizes, just for fun, and they were into it enough to know what they were doing. That Friday night, everything started like normal. I got off work around 6, walked a few blocks home with a burrito in one hand, and my satchel over my shoulder. I was planning to clean up, maybe test some sideboard options before the store tournament the next day. I was feeling good, relaxed, until I noticed the door. It was open, not wide open, just cracked, maybe an inch, enough for the shadows inside to look thicker than they should have, enough to make my stomach clench. I stopped dead. My first thought was that maybe I'd just forgotten to close it all the way. I'm not the most organized person. It's possible, right? But I swear I never leave without hearing the latch click. That's muscle memory. I hesitated in the hall, no sound, no footsteps, just the hum of the hallway lights and the distant growl of someone's TV. Eventually, I pushed the door open with my foot and stepped inside. The living room looked normal at first glance. Couch, TV, backpack on the chair where I left it. But the air felt off. You know how your home smells a certain way? Not good or bad, just familiar? That feeling was gone. It was like walking into a stranger's house that just looked like mine. I crept through each room, heart in my throat, hands shaking. Bathroom, empty. Bedroom, messy, but not more than usual. Closet, nothing. I started to relax a little. Maybe I really had just left the door cracked. Maybe I was being paranoid. Still, just to be safe, I checked my card cabinet. That's when I realized the lock was snapped clean, and the binders were gone. I screamed, not like a scared scream, more like a primal, frustrated, losing my shit kind of scream. I could feel my throat tear on the way out. Everything in me just boiled. All those years of collecting, all the trades, all the cash I dumped into tournaments and prize support, gone. I grabbed my phone, hands shaking, and started to dial 911. And then I heard it, a sound, subtle and muffled, like fabric brushing metal. It came from behind the slatted door of the AC closet, the one right next to the kitchen. My blood ran cold. I don't know why I went over, instinct maybe, or anger. I was furious enough to think I could fight someone. Stupid, I know, but in the moment it felt justified. I gripped the handle, took a breath, and yanked it open. And a man exploded out at me. He was average height, maybe my age, wearing black jeans and a hoodie. But what chilled me wasn't the clothes. It was what was over his face. Pantyhose, stretched tight. It made his features bulge and shift in unnatural ways, as if his face were melting in slow motion. His eyes locked on mine, wide and shining. For a second, just a second, he didn't move. Then he shoved me. I went down hard, head bouncing off the doorframe. My vision went white hot for a second, and by the time I scrambled to my feet, he was halfway out the apartment with one of my binders clutched in both arms. Not even my backpack, just the binder, the good one, the one I used for trading, with the tabernacle, the cradle, the Judge Foil demonic tutor, the one I kept in a fireproof sleeve inside the cabinet. I chased him. I made it to the hall just in time to see him disappear around the stairwell. I screamed at him, called him everything I could think of, but he didn't even look back. The police arrived maybe 15 minutes later. They were polite, if tired, took my statement, dusted for prints. Nothing came up. My neighbors hadn't seen anything. No cameras in the hallway either. Just my word, my cracked cabinet, and an empty space where a binder used to be. Weeks went by, then months, nothing. I've never gotten it back. They told me it was probably someone who knew I had something valuable. Someone who waited, watched, learned my schedule. Someone who knew where I kept the real cards, not the backpack stuff, but the collection, the soul of my hobby. And maybe that's what really haunts me. Not just that someone stole from me, not just that I lost thousands of dollars in cardboard, but that he watched me, learned me, got close enough to know what I had and where I kept it. I changed the locks, moved a few months later, started locking my cards in a bank deposit box downtown. I still play. You can't really quit this game, but something's different now. I double-check the locks. I twitch at every unexpected noise. When someone I don't know lingers behind me at the local game store, I feel that crawling sensation behind my ears. That memory of pantyhose stretched across a blank face, eyes gleaming like marbles in the dark. So yeah, that's my story. It wasn't just a binder he stole, it was my peace of mind.